This conversation with you. 25 years commemorating the death of your wonderful husband. What memories do you have? I mean, it's 25 years now. It's been a long time. Is it different this year than it has always been over the years?
Yes and no. It is different. It's different this time because it is a commemoration which has been done along the year. The government of Mozambique made it the Samora's year. So Samora has been talking to Mozambicans in his own voice, raising concerns, sharing his vision, sharing his teachings, if you like. So this time it's a national reflection. It's not just family and friends. It has been done along months, and it is a national movement. So it is different. Right. But at the same time, it's the same thing. Because for some of us, 25 years, I mean, the pain of his loss is as fresh as before. Sometimes it's like sleeping. We get along with our lives, but the pain is always there. And during the commemorations, of course, it comes up again and again. But what is more gratifying this time is that I think the political debate which has been enacted by this year will carry Mozambique to a level of reflection, revisiting, re-examination even of what we say and what we do, particularly in terms of responding to the ideals of our liberation, struggle for liberation, what we have lost some of our comrades fighting for, to ask, are we loyal to those principles? What we are doing corresponds to that. How can we perfection? It's a new reality, of course. I mean, it's not 75. Yeah. So the reality of the country, the reality of the region, the reality of the world has changed. But the values, the systems which we have in place, they have always to serve, exclusively to serve our people, to make sure that our people can materially, spiritually, become more and more full citizens and owners of their destiny.
Where is Mozambique now? How far is it from fulfilling the ideals that Graca Machel died for?
I think we can talk about economic and social development. Yeah. We did have, the interruption which was forced on us because of the conflict, a long conflict with Mozambique. Were forced to deviate from the route of development. But let me mention also on ethical terms, in a way of, again, I will insist in terms of the vision and the ideals of the liberation struggle. I think it's time to sit down and reflect. And to tell you honestly, I think all the liberation movements in Southern Africa do have a need to reflect and to re-examine. Are we loyal to those things which bound us together to take our people to a level where they can say they are owners and they are drivers of their own destiny? It is time. And this commemoration, I think it has been helpful in that sense.
Right. Yeah. Well, as you know, there have been too many questions, too many views, too many claims and accusations and allegations about the circumstances of Graca Machel's death. You yourself, yourself have asked questions about what really happened. Do you still have those questions?
I do, and I will have those questions until we have the whole truth about the circumstances. I don't have to be diplomatic. The presidents of Mozambique again and again have repeated that they want the truth to be known and they want justice to be done. Even in Buzini yesterday, President Gebuza did say this. Today, at the opening of this colloquium, he said this. President Mandela, the first time he visited Buzini, he said, we will not leave any stone untouched until we know the truth. President Thabo Mbeki, when he was with us, I think it was at the 20th anniversary, he also said the same thing. So the two governments, Mozambique and South Africa, they have promised, it's not me alone, they have promised to give us the full account of what has happened. And we as families, you know, my son, for you, Samara was the president. For my children, Samara is the father. They missed an opportunity of growing under the guidance, with the love and the care of their father. And this has no substitute. And for them, at least a consolation to know what happened to my father. How are they going to explain this to the children who are my grandchildren? Me, you can say, oh, she found a new love. She is with Madiba. Samara and Madiba, they are two distinct people in my life. The circumstance under which Samara was taken violently from us, and even for me as a wife, oh yes, there's part of me which still wants to know the truth. And it has nothing to do with the less loyalty to Madiba. It's simply because it's different parts of my life, of my history, you know. And I want this to be clean and clear so that I can carry on with my life much more in peace with myself. So I still have those questions, and it's not me alone. I want to insist, even our presidents of Mozambique and South Africa, they know, and they made it public, they know that they still have to account. So they have to help us to understand what's
happening. So you want the
happening.
investigation to be open?
I really do. No doubt about that. I really do. And as I'm saying, it's not a demand of me as a wife. It's not a demand of my children. It's a demand of Mozambican people. Actually, I must tell you, it's a demand of people of Southern Africa. They have to know. Because Samara was not in a mission only for Mozambique. As you know, he was in a mission which was given to him by frontline states, heads of states of this region. So his life is not only precious for Mozambique, it's also to respond to what peace has costed Southern Africa for us to be where we are. So it is something which I am absolutely sure it has to be done. But more importantly, I would like it to happen in my lifetime so that I can go to my grave with peace of mind.
Wow. But you did well growing up your kids without him. How did you manage to do that?
I'll tell you, maybe that's the power of motherhood. When you are a mother, and I'm not the only one, actually. There are millions of mothers on this continent of ours who have or are still raising children on their own. The difference with me is that I have a platform. I can talk loud about it. But there are millions who are struggling, and they are doing miracles because they don't have, the conditions I did have. They don't have the support I did have to bring up my children. But they do it, and you would ask, how do they manage? My response, the power of motherhood, of being a mother.
Are you happy with how the legacy of Baba Samara Machel is kept here in Zimbabwe? In Mozambique? Is it significantly kept alive, as you would like to say it?
That's what I was trying to say at the beginning. I think now it is being brought back to the center of the political debate. It was not for many years. So I still want to see this going on so that it's not an event of the Samora's year, but it becomes a fundamental reference of what it means to use your position in power to serve, only to serve, and to serve at the best of your capacity. I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
If you were able to visit his village where he was born, I'm sure you would be surprised if I tell you this is the house Samara stayed for 11 years while he was president. That is the place he lived in. I'm sure you would be surprised. But that's the man.
Yeah.
That's how he was.
Natural.